I'm worried about my hair tonight. It's feeling very springy.
Oh, no. Please don't worry. You look amazing.
I'm worried about this. This is a big show for me tonight. This is show 1422.
Wow. And there's 6 to 8 good ones in there.
I think you're being very kind. There was one or two good ones.
Yeah,
and
one or two. Right out of the gate.
No, the first shows were very bad.
Really? Let's go to a flashback of you doing it right now.
Okay.
Okay, here the Craig Ferguson. You never heard of this guy. He used to be Drew Carey's friend.
Okay. All right. And then I come out and I go like this. Ho ho, cheeky monkeys.
Oh, that's right. You used to say that.
I used to say cheeky monkeys.
Oh, cheeky monkeys.
Yeah.
What happened to them? What happened to you? What happened to the little cheeky monkey inside of you?
They died. Yeah, the cheeky monkeys, they got a little too cheeky one night, and I had to take care of them.
Cheeky monkey, if you kill a grown-up cheeky monkey, will rip your face off.
I would, actually, yeah.
Monkeys
aren't cheeky at all. They're dangerous.
Oh, that's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
You know, they're like bears. They look cuddly. You go up and try and hug them, and they go crazy.
Right, that's why I don't go to those bars anymore.
No, I don't. They are adorable, though, with their plaid shirts, beards.
Plaid, and they're all the lumberjacking.
Yeah. And when you hug them, you feel their hair crinkling in their back.
Whoa, that was really specific. That was...
Yeah, I really went to a very specific area.
That was eerily specific.
You're doing that singing thing again.
Yeah, I can't help it, you know. It's exciting.
What's so exciting
I'm leaving the show for a while.
You're leaving the show for a while?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yes, your regular personality is back tomorrow.
Yes, I'm going on tour as I'm the understudy for Celine Dion.
Well, that's ridiculous. You don't look anything like a Canadian.
You'd be surprised.
No,
From the cheap seats, I kind of do. I say like, my heart goes out to you,
No, it's my heart goes on, and you have to do that thing, you know.
Okay, I can watch me do it. Here, look. My heart goes out to you,
Wow, Celine Dion, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. It's hard to stay up. It's been a long, long day, and you got the Sandman at the door. But hang on, leave the TV on, and let's do it anyway. It's okay. You can always sleep through work tomorrow, okay? Hey, tomorrow's just your future yesterday.
The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Sponsored by Advil Congestion Relief. The right relief for the real problem. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
Now, see, the problem is when you go on too long, A, it sounds insincere, and two, you set the bar too high. They didn't want to let me come out. Lisa was doing my hair. She didn't want to let me come out. She said, it's sticking up. I said, my hair's sticking up. It's too sticky uppy. And I'm like, you gotta go. It's live. You gotta go. It's live. It's right now. It's the time in your region. And when I say your region, I mean your genitals. That's true, though. You've got to admit, it's the same time up here as it is in your pants. Actually, with me, it's always a little bit later in my pants. It's nighttime in my pants.
Is my hair doing something mad? I can feel it wiggling around a little bit. Is that a little bit alfalfa tonight? Is that what it is? Yeah, we'll just have to. I look forward to your angry letters about it. How's that? Is it still doing it? I can feel it wiggling. I feel like I'm wearing a funny hat. Lisa, you want to come out here and fix this? Okay. It's a great day for America! What? You coming out? Oh, Lisa! Lisa, come on out! Lisa, come on out! Lisa, everybody! Lisa! You all right? I didn't want people thinking that, you know, the hair was going to be, you know, are you okay?
Yes, I'm
She's
good.
from Ireland, everybody. Yeah. That's all right.
Now I'm really blushing.
No. It's all right. Nobody can tell that because the lighting is so bad here. All right, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, then. Okay. Thanks, Lisa. There's your professional TV show right there, buddy, right there! Anyway, it's a great day for America. Not a great day in a prison in Miami. And the guards there were busted dozens of strippers who were posing as lawyers so they could give lap dances to the drug lords. How the hell do you do that? You're just like, I just want to take a few particulars about your case. Officials can't believe that these women were so desperate for money they degraded themselves by pretending to be lawyers. Don't worry though, most of these strippers have already found new jobs working for Herman Cain. So it works out, all's well that ends well for everybody pretty much, except perhaps the drug lord cellmates. You guys are back on the clock. Oh, happy St. Andrew's Day, everybody. Happy St. Andrew's Day, the patron saint of Scotland. That's right. St. Andrew, of course, the patron saint of Scotland and a bunch of other countries that are not as good. And legend has it, yeah, that's true. There's a lot of other countries that have St. Andrew as their patron saint. You could use your computer and look it up. Anyway, legend has it that the Scottish people chose him as their patron saint because he calmed storms and healed the sick and was the first saint to perform the sacred rite of kicking an Englishman in the balls. Well, happy St. Andrew's Day. It's a great day if you like Stonehenge as well. You know the Stonehenge, the famous old relic, has been around for thousands of years. Is there a picture of that old relic? Not that one, the other one. Stonehenge, the other one. There, that's it, Stonehenge. Archaeologists have just discovered that mysterious pits are under the earth at Stonehenge. The Stonehenge has always been a puzzle, but now there are extra pieces and they don't know how it fits in. There's new parts that don't seem to be part of the main thing. It's like Stonehenge has been built by IKEA. And don't. Stonehenge was used for all sorts of pagan rituals. You know, the pagans would gather around to do some drumming and chanting and dance naked and kind of They probably didn't do that. I added that bit, you know, to spice it up. But they would dance around to get their message across to more powerful beings. It was sort of like Occupy Stonehenge, and then everybody would come around. And the Druids were the predecessors of today's Wiccans. You know, the witchy people with the crystals and the Enya music and stuff. A lot of cats. They put handkerchiefs over their lamps in their house. You better not make fun of Wiccans. The last time I made fun of Wiccans, they put a hex on me. I ended up hosting this show. Nah. I used to be on a sitcom, you know. Anyway, the newly discovered pits at Stonehenge lie directly in the path of the sun, so they must have been used as some kind of sun ceremony, which makes sense because Stonehenge was built for sun worship. But you see, in England, seeing the sun once a year is kind of a, you know, that's about all you're going to get. It's like being in LA and seeing a natural breast. I mean, you see them, but... You know, when women say, when a man looks at a woman with fake breasts and she goes, they're fake, and you go, I don't care. Anyway, archaeologists say that these pits at Stonehenge were there 500 years before the stones were put in. They're still debating about how the Stonehenge was constructed, of course. It's obvious, if you've seen the Flintstones, they used a brontosaurus as a crane. But 500 years, these pits were there. 500 years! It must have taken a huge effort to make 20 the ton stones that were there as well. It proves one thing beyond doubt. Ancient people were bored off their asses. What the hell? You think Stonehenge would have been built if they'd had angry birds? Hey, do you want to build a henge? No! That's right, I cussed twice. Already. It's because of my hair, it put me off. You know, people think that Stonehenge is some kind of navigation beacon for UFOs, but I don't think that's true. I mean, if aliens have the technology to cross the hostile depths of outer space, do they really need a bunch of toothless druids laying out a bunch of rocks to help them where to land? You're like, wow, I thought warp drive was impressive until I came to your planet and saw your pile of rocks. Ooh, a pit underneath. Well, that was worth the journey of 50,000 years at light speed. I'm being sarcastic, you Earth morons. What do you think, Chloe? You think that was for aliens, the Stonehenge?
Oh my goodness! I think it was just like they was playing Jenga for giants.
That was a lot of work to get to Jenga for giants right there, buddy.
You know I have an endorsement deal with them. I have to mention them in any orgy or druid sentence I say.
You have an endorsement deal with Jenga?
Maybe not after tonight, but yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
Did you notice
Yeah,
my
see.
hair when I came out? I should have been wearing a hat like you, and then my hair wouldn't have been so...
I thought you looked like if Alfalfa grew up to be some old kind of sexy guy. And they like the tales have called like Alfalfa of the night.
No, I didn't get the last bit there. Did you get the last bit? Alfalfa of the
You
night.
know, like a show about Alfalfa that runs on Cinemax.
You like sexy alfalfa?
Oh, that's right.
Sexy little rascals.
That's the rascal. If that rascal is not so little.
You always like singing at the end to make things sexy, don't you?
Sometimes it makes something that does not work start to work.
I know exactly what you mean.
Sí, claro, sí, claro. Good times.
Lisa's nice. I saw you looking at
Oh,
her.
she's all delicioso, yes.
No, she's not actually. She's Irish.
Oh, that's the way I pronounce that.
That's the way you know pronounce Irish?
Yes.
Delicioso?
I can't form the words in my mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, would you,
This is the part where we come back in two. I am two dosidos.
Welcome back to the show where, if you're just joining us, we've had a terrible time so far. My hair went up, it went down. That's about it. How's it now? It feels like it's staying put. Is it all right? Hang on, I'll just check my downstairs. No, that's still flapping around.
The erotic adventures of Alfalfa.
The Erotic Adventures of Alfalfa, starring me. I'm going to talk like this for the rest of the show.
We are going to make a mid-level fortune.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
If I talk like this all the time,
Is that different from how you normally do?
I don't normally talk like this. I talk mostly like something a little different to this.
I can't tell the difference.
That's because you're a foreigner, which means you're ghastly and unpleasant.
Yes, I'm so uncouth.
No, I didn't understand any of that. What time is it, Chloe Banderas?
It's time to do the emails and tweets.
Exactly! So do the thing.
Tweeting, ephemeral, fleeting, Flugenware, face code, twit, zone, ass mode, Jackson tweets,
Und also emails.
And your emails! All right, this is from Rita in Kamloops in British Columbia. That's in Canada. You ever been up there? Oh, of course, you're Canadian, aren't you?
Claro que sí. Kamloops is that's a magnificent part of where the bears go. What the guys with the crinkly hair under their shirt?
Oh, yes, when you hug the bears and
Crinkle,
you feel the crinkly
crinkle,
hair.
crinkle,
Yeah.
crinkle.
Look, if it's any consolation to you, I don't know what's going on either. We'll get through it. Soon your cable will be repaired and we'll never have to see each other again. Dear Craig and Chloe Banderas, my 10-year-old son wants to take up ice hockey. Well, he's Canadian. As his mother, I'm concerned about concussions and broken teeth. How can I convince him to choose a safer sport? You can't. That's awful. You can't persuade a 10-year-old Canadian boy that wants to play ice hockey not to play ice hockey. That's like the reverse of Billy Elliot. Right?
That's right. Next thing you know, he turns to curling.
Yeah, he turns to curling, and then from... You know what? Curling's the gateway sport to heroin.
Yeah.
That's true. People they get the curlings and they throw it in the ice, and then they have to wait for a long time, so they turn to drugs. They take heroin, and then they go up and swim. The stone eventually comes up, and they all go...
Heroin is the only way that curling makes sense.
That's not a very nice thing to say on St. Andrew's Day.
Oh, but he's not. Who is the patron saint of Canada?
Saint Bob.
Trick question. Celine Dion.
Who is the saint? Celine Dion is the patron saint of Canada? I did not know that.
Yeah. Only since like the mid-90s.
Oh, right. No, probably when that big movie came out, when Our Heart Went On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Did you like that movie?
Oh my goodness gracious. I love a young, yummy Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I guess. I liked her in that movie when they're in the car and they're having sex and she suddenly puts her hand on the car with in the window like that.
What? Is this a feature film that was in theaters?
No, it's a video I rented. Anyway, look. This is from Donnie in Geneva in New York. You ever been to Geneva, New York, or even Geneva, Switzerland?
Oh, magnificent. All the tiny watches.
Dear Craig and Chloe Banderas, have you ever considered the big cash prize you offer to guests would seem even bigger if it were denominated in coins? Yeah, I thought about it. It's a great idea. Let me write it down, and then at the end of the show, I'll burn it. This is from Greg in Salisbury in Maryland. You ever been to Salisbury there in Maryland?
Oh, yes. Come for the Salisbury, stay for the steak.
Personally, when I'm in Maryland, I go for the crabs.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
In my pants. All right, dear Craig and Chloe Banderas, I'm studying for my SATs. I've been doing poorly on practice questions. What would be a good resource for me to enhance my vocabulary? Okay, go to at some point, some place in your school, there might be a machine that looks something like a kind of, sort of a little bit like this, but a little bit larger and probably more modern with a screen on it. It's called a computer. And there's something on there called the internet, and you can look up. That'll help you with the SATs right now.
Oh, claro que sí. You can use the online Cesaris.
Online what?
The online Cesaris.
Yeah, use that. The online. Ha ha ha. All right, this is from Noah and Salinas in California. Salinas. It might be Salinas, Salinas. I don't know. It's like vagina, vagina. I don't really know. There's no vagina. You don't say, oh, what a lovely vagina. Mind you, you probably don't say, oh, what a lovely vagina either. You try not to mention it. When you get to that point, the talking's done, I think, really.
Yeah. Or like if you're meeting the Queen, you might say that.
Oh, if you met the Queen, if you met the Queen at a nude beach and you went, well, good day to you, Your Majesty. And while I'm bowing, may I just say, what a fabulous royal vagina you have. Why, good day to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's been in the family for over 500 years. It was originally put there by Elizabeth I. Oh, we out of time? Oh, that's a shame. We'll be right back, everybody. We'll be right back. Tonight is one of America's greatest literary minds. He's a best-selling author. His latest book, Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk, is now in paperback, which is a softer version of a hardback book. I know all about literature, everybody. Why, what a lovely vagina, Your Majesty. Oh, no, wait, that would be the Queen talking, because that was her voice. So she was saying, do you like my vagina? Why, Your Majesty, it's one of the finest I've seen in all my travels. Please welcome David Sedaris, everybody. David Sedaris. David, it's very nice to have you on the show. I'm a huge fan of your work. I'm delighted that you're here. I'm a little nervous, but I'm all right.
You're nervous?
I am a little nervous to meet you because your mind is the kind of mind that I enjoy, and I seek your approval in a way that I don't normally care about anyone else.
But in person, my mind is nothing special. Like if I have some paper in a couple months, but I'm not like television or I'm not.
This is not really like television either. Although I do like your giant buttons.
You know, I got this shirt in Japan, and I thought that I was going to get so many compliments on it, but I think people think that I have arthritis or there's something. And then what I did was I had snaps. Have you noticed that the buttons on men's shirts have gotten further apart? It used to be they were like that far apart, but now, like you can fit your whole hand in between the buttons.
I thought my hands were getting smaller. I thought that's what it was.
I have small hands, so what I did was I had snaps put.
In between.
Because otherwise I'd bend over and the whole conversation would be about my washboard stomach.
Yeah, it'd
that's
be like,
all we'd be talking about.
A lovely vagina, Your Majesty. Yeah. Hey,
but I thought no one talks about it.
No one talks about your buttons?
My super buttons. No.
What about this is a very attractive little thing here.
You know, it is so funny how much a guy can get by putting a little handkerchief in his pocket.
You know, it does make a difference. I wish I would do it, but I don't have that kind of money. Now, tell me, I've read some of the stories in Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk. They're delightful. They're absolutely delightful, and I enjoy them very much, but some of the animals in here behave like humans.
Indeed.
I don't know if that was your intention at all. Was it some kind of metaphor or parable or a literary device?
Well, I was going to call it a collection of fables, but fables have morals, and I don't always. Sometimes I do, but then the others are some of them were just based on things that happen in real life, and it just sort of turned the people into animals.
There's a certain whimsy attached to it, I think, when you have squirrels talking about their dating life rather than actual...
Well, I wrote that story for a radio program, and they did the theme of the show was doomed love. But like a squirrel and a chipmunk, like when you're young, you think, I'm going to breed a squirrel with a chipmunk and no one's thought about this. You know, like you think no one ever thought about it before you. So you're going to put a squirrel and a chipmunk in a cage together, and you're going to breed like a squirrel with a chipmunk's tail, and you'll be a famous scientist. But so the theater.
That's not all it takes, you know. You don't just.
I know
You
it.
don't get a Nobel Prize for just putting two defenseless creatures in a cage and say, "Okay, go ahead." Uh-oh. You know, it doesn't work.
Okay, but why can, like, let's say a Doberman Pinscher and a beagle mate, but
They
not
can?
a squirrel and a chipmunk?
Well, I think because they're different species. I'm not a scientist, you know. I'm a vulgar lounge
Right, they're different
entertainer.
species, but they're about the same size, and they're both cute. You know, doesn't it seem like they
Seems
should be
reasonable
able
to me. Yeah, I can't imagine why you haven't become a famous scientist. Do you have pets? Do you keep?
No. Nope. We have a bird. We have a bird.
That's a pet.
No, but it doesn't. It lives outside. But I've never seen anything like it.
Wait.
No,
Wait, that's just because you've seen a bird outside.
No.
It doesn't mean it's your bird. You know, oh, that's my bird over there. No.
I live in London. We live in London.
Right.
We have a little garden in the back.
Right.
And there's a robin, and it comes into the house. It doesn't fly. It walks into the house.
Right.
It walks into the kitchen. Does not. And it would be a nightmare if it flew in the kitchen and it got caught up in there. Never does that. It just walks in there, and it says, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" That's all. It never goes in the living room. And we feed it, but it's not about the food. He's like, "Oh, okay, I'll take some." But he doesn't. That's not the reason why he's there. And it's even better. You know how like good you feel when you think nature likes you?
Yes, yes.
I mean, it's different than having a dog like you, but if you think nature likes you, if you think nature chose you.
Well, you think a tiny bird represents the entire spectrum of nature, the entire scope of all wild animals? One cockney flying rat walks into your house and suddenly you're... Who's that person that nature liked? Mother Nature, yes.
But I don't want... We were going to get a cat, but if we get a cat, then it might...
No, you can't have a cat if you've
get
got a
rid
bird.
of the bird, so...
Yeah, no.
But it's perfect. It's a perfect arrangement.
Which part of London do you live in?
Kensington.
I know that, Robin. Kensington's very nice, a very nice part of London. I used to live in North London.
In where?
Islington.
Oh, Islington's very nice, too.
Lots of places end in Ington in England, I've noticed.
But
I thought you lived in
Islington...
France. I always thought you lived in... Didn't you live in Paris for a while?
I used to, but then I started going to London a lot to do things for the BBC, and I liked it. And
BBC's nice, isn't it? They're very pleasant, you know. Good evening, welcome to the BBC. Now, Her Majesty the Queen discusses her vagina.
but they had, I like that, Sorry, but I haven't a clue.
Oh, that's a great show. That radio show? Yeah, I love all that.
And they had they had a line on there, 1 in 3 Americans weighs as much as the other 2. And then they did a category.
Oh, they're such smug bastards, aren't they? That's very funny, though.
But they did a category, they said movie titles that would be greatly changed with the removal of 1 letter.
Right.
And the guy said, think The Count of Monte Cristo. Isn't that fantastic?
Yo, that's so rude. So you get... And yet, how are you going to beat that, Junior? Yes. You just did a very clever thing. You said a terrible word on TV and didn't say it.
Well, that's what they did on the radio. But you can say that word on the radio there, so I don't know why they bothered covering it up.
Because it's more fun to cover it up. I think censorship on television is more fun to have than to not have. Like, here, if you could actually hear me cussing, you'd be outraged. You know, but the little flags and stuff, it's adorable. You know, if I say, ooh la la, ooh la la, you know, it sounds terrible, but when it goes on the air, it'll be like, ooh la la, cheeky monkey. So it's a lot less threatening, I think. Anyway, so the book's on paperback now. You know that's a soft version of the hardback.
I wondered, because it goes like that.
Yeah.
And the other one didn't.
Yeah, that's the paper right there. That's a different consistency. Now, I read a lot of books, you know, and I've read I think I've read everything you've done. I'm fascinated by your attraction to taxidermy, which I think is such an odd... I don't mean to judge you in any way, but well, maybe just a little bit. The idea that that you would collect stuffed dead creatures. You know,
Really?
my present skeleton permitting, I don't really hang around dead things.
Because that's the last thing I bought, and it was I thought about the skeleton because it was a head. I was in London at the flea market, and it's a box, a wooden box, and it had a sticker from the Edinburgh College of Physicians on the side of it. And I opened it up, and it was a padded box, like a coffin, but a box, and inside was a woman's head. I mean, a skeletal head.
Skeleton's head?
Right.
How would you know it was a woman?
Beautifully
then?
done. The size
Earrings?
of it, the size of it, and
All right. Because that doesn't mean a thing in Edinburgh, let me tell you that.
They told me it was a woman.
Right, okay.
But it was little golden clasps, so you can remove the crown, and just a beautiful little thing. But the guy said, you know, it's in a box, because that way you don't want to be the guy who's like, hey, I have a head. He said sometimes you want to be discreet, and that's it exactly.
I feel I've been put in my place there. I know.
I just think taxidermy is the perfect sculpture. I mean, if you get something that was well done, then I just don't see how it gets any better than that.
Well, I found there's a big taxidermy store in Paris. I'm sure you've been in it. That when you go up the stairs and there's all these very...
Roll.
What's it called?
Day roll.
Day roll, right. And I found it a little unnerving to be around all these animals.
Well, that's like an arc of taxidermy. Like they have an elephant, a baby elephant, and they have... I mean, I don't know where they get that stuff, but they've got... It's an arc, basically. But I went to a place in London, and it's only open by appointment, because I think a lot of... It's in Islington. I think a lot of animal rights people were upset about it. But I went in, and I was looking for an owl, right? It's against the law to buy an owl in the United States, and it's against the law to buy one in France.
Right.
But in England...
Owls still have free owl trading?
You can get an owl.
Right.
But
that's because of Harry Potter, I think.
And they had kittens, and they had a good range of things. But I went in, and it was like the guy who worked there could see into my soul. And he said, I've got something you might like. And he made sure the door was locked, and he brought out a human arm. And it was in the back. It was in the back, and it was on a platter with a glass dome over it, and it had a tattoo on it. And you know, when you see an arm and it has a tattoo, you automatically think concentration camp. But it was a...
No, come on. Yeah.
And the guy said that his father got into a fight at a bar and cut this guy's arm off with a cleaver. But who carries a cleaver into a...
Hey, we're out of time. Do you want to go for the big cash prize? It's a kind of a TV thing.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
What time is it, Shadow Stevens?
It's time for the big cash prize.
It's very simple. All you have to do... you have to answer one question correctly. You can win these 50 single American dollars. You buy yourself something nice, dead and stuffed.
Fantastic.
All right? You ready? Mm-hmm. Iceland is in the North Atlantic. Its capital city is Reykjavik. True or false? Joseph Stalin once studied to be a priest.
False.
Close. I'll give you one more shot at it. You're so close. I think you should get another chance.
I really want that money.
Yeah, well, I think you're going to win it. You're so close. Joseph Stalin once studied to be a priest.
True.
Yes! There was $50 American dollars. Everybody, we're right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. My next guest is a very funny comedian. He's on the Dick Rossi Show. He's on the funnyordie.com. Please welcome Geoff Cesario, everybody. Geoff Cesario.
Thank you very much. Fantastic to be here. Here's the big news I have since last time I saw you guys. I am the proud father of a 2.5-year-old daughter. What do you think of that? Come on. Yes. Knock yourselves out. So this right here, being alone this time of night on stage, is like a week in the Cayman Islands for me. This is... unbelievable. Partly because my daughter is just she's like a dynamo. She's like one of those crazed, angry leopard cubs that Jack Hanna tries to bring on a talk show. You know, whoa, she'll warm up if you let her. Ah! You know, she's like that. And part of it's because I'm just getting older. I know I look fantastic, but seriously, I tore my shoulder spreading peanut butter on a bagel. What is that? I mean, it was chunky, but still, it's not. My wife laughs at me, of course, because she's younger than me. She wants another kid because she has energy. So she's always like trying anything she can to get me to have another kid. She pulled this out the other night. She says this to me. She goes, aren't you curious as to what it would look like? And I go, right. I know what it'll look like. It'll look like a 15-year-old Asian kid because that's who we're adopting, okay? I need to get some brains into the gene pool. I can't rely on this anymore. I want someone doing my taxes for free in a couple of years. That's all I'm saying. Besides, I don't know if I could handle the whole unconditional love thing with 2 kids, because parents always tell you, you got to love your kids the same unconditionally, which I believe, you know, is a lie. I don't think anybody does that. You just say that to trick the new people. I mean, if you can do it, you're a better man than me. If you can say with equal pride, my one son's a doctor, he's working on a cure for cancer at Johns Hopkins University, and my other son collects driftwood that kind of looks like celebrities. Love them both. So I'm at the mall last week with my little baby. She's so cute. And this old lady like sees us and freaks out. She like comes running up to us. She's like, oh, he's so cute with your baby. She's so cute. Savor these moments. They go by so fast. Savor them. And I'm like, no, I'd like them to go by faster, okay? Because this is a living hell, all right? She thinks so too. Look at her. She's pooping in her pants. She doesn't know the language. She's afraid of like olives. We want this over with. That's where other species have it all over us. Like horses. When horses birth a baby horse, I think that's the medical term. When they birth a horse, like 10 minutes later, it's up. It's walking around. 2 years later, it's racing. It's making money for the family. That's all I need. Just need a little of that love. It's a miracle we even have a baby, because I'm getting older, and you know, the older I get, you know, put it this way, when I make love now, the stiffest thing on me is my back, okay? It's embarrassing. So we played that game that married couples play when they've been married about, 10 years. We've been married 10 years. I think it's called Pass. It's essentially, who would you make love to, right, if we weren't married? And apparently, I did not understand all the rules of the game. My wife starts, she's like, I would make love to Vincent D'Onofrio from Law & Order Criminal Intent because I find him very vulnerable, but also very macho, and I think I could build emotionally on that. And then I would make love to Sting because he's very sexy, but he's also very spiritual, and I think I could connect to that. How about you? I like that chick down at the Starbucks with that thing in her chin. I tried to backpedal. And Meryl Streep. Thank you so much. You guys have been a blast. Thanks, I had a blast. You guys are great.
If you're going to be in the LA area and would like to attend a taping of The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, please call 323-570-0059.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Craig?
Do you ever think about getting stuffed before you came a skeleton?
That would have been so great if they could have mummified me. Yeah, that would have been so nice. Are you into taxidermy?
No.
Because I can get you Louis Anderson's foot. I know a
Louis
guy.
Anderson's using his feet. You can't get Louis Anderson's feet.
No, I know a guy who knows a guy.
You made yourself laugh there, didn't you?
No, I was passing wind.
Well, you're gonna go back to your normal Geoff Peterson personality tomorrow for a couple of days, aren't you?
Yeah, thank God I'm going. The reboot is complete.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's been lovely having you here. Come back and join us soon, won't you?
Thanks. Now I'm going to power down. Have you seen me power down before?
Let's say no.
It goes like this. Power down. It's so sexy alfalfa. I love you.
I think you're making this up as you go along. Good night, everybody. Good night.